Hey, Jeff here with Digital Trends to give you a first look at the Samsung Galaxy Nexus from Verizon. This is the very first handset to run Android 4.0, codename Ice Cream Sandwich. It's the brand new version, and this is the only handset in the world other than the GSM version of this same phone that currently has Android 4.0. So we're on Verizon's LTE, 4G LTE network, and as you can see, it's been downloading podcasts pretty quick here. So it just finished that one. Verizon's network, pretty fast. Seems like it's going at about a megasecond there, but typically it goes even faster. So, big thing, this takes Android 3.0, which was called Honeycomb, was a tablet operating system. So it was only for competitors to the iPad, basically. And this kind of takes a lot of those concepts and puts it into a phone. So the first thing you may notice is, if you're familiar with Android devices, is there's no physical buttons here on the bottom. These are all touch buttons. And it's probably not going to rotate if I do that. But there's no actual screen, so the screen is actually bigger. There's no physical buttons. You still have a, your power button, your volume. This one has a USB, and on the bottom, which is a little odd, the audio jack. But other than that, there's not a lot else going on. There's a wireless charging port there. But this is the new interface. So they added a few little visual flares. Mostly it's just a lot slicker. We'll go into the menu here. So this looks a lot like Honeycomb. It's actually a little better looking than Honeycomb. But they added a little sliding, a lot more sliding motions to it. So this used to just scroll up and down. Now it's pages over like that. They improved the, you can get rid of notifications by swiping, which is very nice. Here's our own Andrew Coates sent me a text. So that's kind of what the texting menu looks like. The keyboard, the new keyboard is pretty nice too. You can get to settings right from the notifications menu, and they've made the settings a lot simpler, more comparable to an Apple product, just a little more organized. So you've got your wireless and settings like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data. You click on here, it'll take you to a few more. Whatever other options are on your phone. This has NFC, but it does not have Google Wallet, which uses NFC to let you tap like a register to pay instead of using a credit card. Verizon's not allowing that right now. They have another thing going on with a company called ISIS. Hopefully that will be resolved. It's got other things too. You can actually click in here and look at your data usage. You can set warnings. Currently, as is always the case, Google Listen will be taking up the majority of my data. This has become all the more important now that Verizon limits data to about 2 gigs if you're paying $30 a month. So, yes, a lot of the other options, battery usage, a little more refined. They show you some graphs. Apps, these are my recently downloaded apps. I can show you, I haven't downloaded a ton of apps yet. Games, everything seems to work fine with the new version of Ice Cream Sandwich. This is a game called Where's My Water? It's pretty awesome. It uses kind of the same type of concepts as Angry Birds, Cut the Rope. It's a puzzle game. So this has, dual-core processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM, or of internal storage, a gigabyte of RAM. I'll show you real quick what it looks like. So it kind of, everything we've tried so far has worked pretty well, even if it's an older version. The screen's very nice. It actually is I believe it's a Pentile AMOLED, Super AMOLED screen. Pentile screens did not work so well on some of the recent Motorola phones, but this works pretty well. It gets very hot since this is 4G LTE. It gets very hot here in the back. Here, I'll actually show you the phone. It looks very similar to the other Galaxy phones Samsung has shown off, but it's got kind of that Nexus, a little bit of a curve to it. A little thicker, not the thinnest phone on the market. It's no Droid Razr, but it also doesn't have a huge hump. It kind of has a little bit of a hump there, but camera, we've done some limited camera testing. It is the fastest camera I've ever seen as far as like shutter speed. Not sure if the pictures are the best I've seen. They're definitely up there. It's a pretty good camera. I'm not sure how limited it is as we stand. There's no SD card on this, unfortunately, but you do have 32 gigs of memory. So we'll exit out of there. Cool thing, you can actually make folders now. So if you drag an icon over another one, you can create a folder like that. To get rid of it, just do that. So that's pretty cool. Here is one of the new widgets. So you can actually adjust the size of these, just like in the newer versions of Honeycomb. That's pretty cool. And what else haven't I shown you? We'll go into the browser real quick. This is the digital trends site. Actually, if I push this, you'll notice the navigation buttons, which I brought up earlier, are a little different. They're the same as Honeycomb now. So this is a menu of all the things that I've been doing lately. So a calculator, by the way, not an upgrade to the calculator. So you can just swipe stuff away now. That kind of replaces, you still got the back button, but it makes multitasking a little bit easier. So that is pretty good, pretty lengthy actually. Look at the new Galaxy Nexus on Verizon.